Hello, welcome to People in Perspective. I'm Stephen Berger, and joining me on today's show is PGA professional Trey Van Dyke. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Stephen, for the invitation. I appreciate it.
So let's get started with where it all began. So what really made you want to become a golf pro?
Well, I enjoyed the game, so I'm very fortunate to have parents who thought golf was something that I should do. I had a grandfather that was a good player. I got really lucky that I had a mentor who lived in my neighborhood in Riverside. His name was Vince Datella, and Vince was a PGA professional at Oak Brook Golf Club, and so he became my mentor. He taught me how to play the game. I worked for him when I was in high school and when I was in college, and when it came time after college to decide on a career, I really thought that his life was very inviting, something that I thought I could do well, and it turned out that that's exactly what happened. It did turn out well.
Yeah, so what were kind of the steps like after you decided, like how did you like try and figure out like what your first shot was going to be, and like what was that process like?
I was very fortunate that while I was working at Oak Brook Golf Club when I was in college, I created some relationships with people that worked at Butler National Golf Club, which is a private course right next door to Oak Brook Golf Club. And so I got an invitation to begin my professional career at Butler National Golf Club, which was quite exciting.
Yeah. So besides that, any other previous jobs, and where are you working now?
Well, I work at Cog Hill Golf and Country Club in Lamont, Illinois right now. This is my third year there. After working 4 years as an assistant golf professional at Butler National, I received the head golf professional position at Oak Brook Golf Club, and I was there for 25 years.
Wow. So we talked a little bit about some charity work they did. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so I had a great mentor at Butler National Golf Club named Bruce Patterson, and Bruce was very involved in giving back to the community, and so together we worked on the creation of the Illinois PGA Foundation. And the Illinois PGA Foundation has its main mission to bring golf to underserved populations, and so that has brought us into many inner city programs, including programs at Jackson Park, which is a Chicago Park District golf course. It led us to the creation of the first tee of Greater Chicago. It's also led us to alliances with scholarship programs like the Pieper Miles Scholarship and the Oscar Miles Scholarship. So that's been my main involvement in charity work in golf.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do you have any advice for people who want to like pursue the career that you have right now?
Yeah, so becoming a PGA member has two basic tracks. One would be for any of your fellow students who are thinking about going into becoming a PGA professional. There are 18 universities throughout the country that have a relationship with the PGA of America and offer a professional golf management degree. And so that's something that you and your fellow high school students can pursue. That's one way to get into the program. The other way is to do work study. So what you would do is you would be hired as a golf professional at a facility, and then you would go through the steps of the schooling part of becoming a PGA member through your work study. In both cases, you have to be able to pass a playing ability test in order to become a PGA member. But those are the basic ways of becoming a PGA member.
Could you tell us more about like the test and like what you did to prepare for that?
Yeah, so preparing for the test, preparing for any tournament involves a lot of preparation. You need to know the type of course so that you can make proper selections of what clubs you want to bring for the tournament or the test. The test is like a tournament. It's 36 holes in one day, and there's a target score. Usually the target score is around 150 for 36 holes. So okay. 275s usually gets the test done.
Yeah, so as a golf pro, do you have any like cool stories that you've had over the years?
Yeah, so golf is a game of camaraderie. And so meeting people is part of golf. I get to teach golf, so I get to create relationships with people. I guess my best story in golf is giving golf lessons to my future wife. So I met my wife teaching golf. I have a great relationship with some of my students. One of my students was a 50-plus-year-old doctor from India, and he decided that he wanted to play golf, and it's the only sport he ever played. And he's one of the best students I've ever had. I've never seen anyone work as hard as that Indian doctor. Ashish Gupta is his name.
Okay.
Another great story I have about a student was a young man named Theo Lederhausen that went to Hinsdale Central High School.
Okay.
And he became the 30th ranked player in the country for the class of 2010.
Oh, wow.
And it just so happened that he was invited to play at Harvard, and so he went to Harvard and was captain of their golf team. And I happened to be in Boston, and I said, go give me a tour of the school and show me your dorm room. And so he gave me a tour of the school, and we went to his dorm room, and his roommate happened to come in. And he introduced me to his roommate, and he said to his roommate, this is Trey Van Dyke, my golf instructor. He's basically my second dad. And that was, I couldn't be any more happy at that moment. You never realize when you're teaching students what impact you have on their lives. And this gave me a glimpse into the impact that I had on his life, and it was a great story.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get to meet famous people. Played a round of golf with Michael Jordan one time. That's probably the most famous person. He's one of the most famous people in period, and being able to play with him was great. I've had a golf relationship with Walter Payton when he was alive, but it's golf is about people and interaction with people and camaraderie, and so I've had some great experiences that way.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So, was there any conflict between you when you were choosing your career path? Like, were there any other things that you took into consideration?
Yeah, so I mean, I went to Loyola University. I was an economics major, so becoming a trader in the financial markets in the middle '80s was something that a lot of my fellow classmates were pursuing. Also, careers in banking, and I interviewed for jobs, and I actually I was offered a job to work for a bond trader, and that's something that I considered, but decided to go with golf, and couldn't be happier that I made that choice.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, talk a little bit about previous jobs. Is there like any? Have you had a favorite job? Like anything you want to go back to, maybe?
Well, I think that it's important to be happy with what you're doing right now. So I'm very happy teaching golf at Cog Hill. I really don't see myself going back to any of my previous jobs to do them over again. Each of them gave me a different piece of the business that was important for my future success, and so I feel like I'm at the right place at the right time right now.
That's awesome. So thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been People in Perspective, and we'll see you next time.